Hello, YouTube. It's Sunday night with Superstar. How about that? We're going to have another Sunday night here and enjoy. Hey, Des Logic, you're here. Good to see you. Thanks for coming by. Looks like not too many people going to come by tonight. Looks like we're going to be pretty slow. It is Memorial Day, or tomorrow's Memorial Day, so how about that? Can you hear me okay there, Des Logic? Louie's here, Matt Wing's here, Master Blaster. Hey, how y'all doing? Good to see y'all. Dean R's here, Sterling Cannabis is here. Good to see everybody. I forgot today was day before. It is Memorial Day weekend. We may not see very many people here. So Matt Wing's here, David Carlisle. Good to see you, sir. Sterling Cannabis. Cadil's here. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. What's going on in the Treasury market? A lot of the same thing. Most sovereign debt, too much debt, not enough debt. There is a lot. Hey, Dean R. Truthful Trolls here. We'll get to that. I'll kind of go over that and see what's going on, and it's going to affect all of us here in the United States. So it's not going to be good. So it is a crazy, crazy day, crazy week, really, if you watch what's going on. So it, hey there, Mr. Caitlin Clark's here. How you doing?
Okay. Want to see my?
Oh, you got it. Very good. Is that 71?
Yep.
Very good. That's a 40 center in it.
Yeah.
Those are nice to have. Nice to have.
$10.
That's a good price.
Now I got some of those.
Oh, nice. You got some benchmark there. You got, are those gold or silver?
Silver.
Oh, nice, nice. Sterling Cannabis is in the house. Good to see you.
Good evening, Rocky.
How you doing there, sir?
Oh, I'm just finer than frogs here.
I talked to Ida yesterday. She was top of reform. She was telling me about an issue she was having, so it was kind of interesting.
Did you tell her about your issues?
I did. She was like, "What?" Yeah, she was. We both had a lot to. I haven't talked to her in quite some time.
Yeah,
so.
I was thinking about giving her a call and telling her to talk to you. David Carlisle, how you doing? Good morning or evening, Dean R. and Matt T. Wing and Michael K. and Barbie.
Barbie's in the house. Hello there, Barbie. Good to see you. Michael K's in the house. Thanks for coming.
Michael K. Good evening. Well, I was getting on sale a little bit in his. He won't ever read my comments. He deletes them because I called him hyperbolic, and he is about the most hyperbolic person I know. But that's kind of what makes his videos interesting, is because he gets all excited about a 2-cent move one direction or the other.
Right. So that is that.
He's mad at me because I used the word hyperbolic in regards to him.
Oh. Buy Up Gold's here in the house. Good to see you, Buy Up Gold. Good to see you. I was just going to say, is that gold bar you won?
Yes, it is. It's hard to get that thing to focus in as small as it is.
It is. It's pretty small, isn't it?
You should have sent me the kilo.
Well, I'm just going to say, it's incredible how much 1 gram costs these days. I was like astounded,
What was it, over 150?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. But yeah, it's
I remember when I used to buy 10th ounces for 150.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just incredible what they are. So it really is. So it's I'm going to turn
But
my camera.
that is a beautiful bar.
It is. It's just kind of small, isn't it?
You need a telescope to read the writing on it.
Yep, I had my magnifying glass on it.
Barb's answering your question.
Barb's answer my question. What's going on in America? Are you? Yes, yes.
Well, it's not an illegal war. We were defending ourselves in a war that Iran started 47 years ago. But yes, we did. If the deal is what we've been told, we lost. Because
Yes,
if the IRGC is allowed to continue to exist, they will continue to terrorize the rest of the world because that is their oath and their commitment to their false god.
You know, when they started talking about charging $2 million to pass through the Hormuz Straits there, I thought, I was wondering when that was coming. Hey, Bozo. BMX is in the house. Hey, Rocky, I received a Silver Eagle the other day. Thank you. By the BMX got a nice dong too. Yes, I did send him a dong.
Yeah, you didn't send me any dong.
Haven't you ever gotten a dong from me?
Oh, I have in the past, yeah.
Yeah.
A long time ago. They're limp and flimsy now.
Well, they're getting older,
Well, West Texas is here. I don't know for sure it's a done deal. I mean, I think that they could fall apart. They always do.
I agree with, like Bozo said, we were talking in sales stream a little bit. I don't believe it's a done deal because I don't think that we can accept having the IRGC as the legitimate government in Iran. They hate their own people. They killed 40,000 of their own people in January.
It's crazy how that ended up.
Did y'all see Caitlin get the race going there today?
I did not see that. What happened?
I thought you're supposed to say start your engines, but that's not what she said. Get to your cars or something like that. I don't know.
Obama did not have a peace pact. He surrendered to them, gave them money, and told them to go build a bomb so they could blow up Israel.
Yep.
No, Obama did not do anything good. He's the one who put us in the position where we had to.
That is very true. Beto's in the house. Hi, Beto. Good to see you. Paul, good to see you. I'm kind of waiting to let a few more people get in here before I start giving out what on the bonds and stuff like that. It's going to be interesting, and I will make a prediction what silver is going to go. Master Blaster did get 1,000 dongs. You're welcome there, Master Blaster. Because I try and send people that's never gotten a dong to them, but when you once I send them a dong, I kind of back off on that. So I don't want to give you the same thing. You get. Did you like my stickers? Like my bust a nut sticker? Did you like that? Have you seen my bust?
I like your stickers, Rocky.
Oh, thank you. Have you gotten a bust a nut sticker, Nickel?
I don't think I've seen it.
You're right, Barbara. Obama had it done. He had it done, set so that Iran would start World War III with nuclear weapons.
Yep.
And end it for all of us. That man is evil to his core.
Oh.
Yeah. You see that, Nickel? That is, that's my new one.
Oh, yeah.
Bust a nut. There you go. So, that's all that money that they sent Iran was just incredible,
Well, it's Iran. It was Iran's money. They just freed it up. We had it frozen. So he just
that
unfroze
is
it and get
correct.
back to him.
It was money that was owed to the previous government, not the current government.
It was owed to what?
Illegitimate government.
So that was owed to the Shah, correctly?
Shah. It was owed to the Shah.
Yeah, the Shah of Iran. And they took, what was that, 79 when they took over?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, let's, I think we can start. I want to talk about the market and what's going on in the market. And we're going to have a little history lesson of what's kind of going on. And I'll try and put this in kind of a easy way to do this the best I can. The market has been going, we've been pretty cheap on interest rates. And the market it affects us. Japan's market, their interest rate. Hey, Sal, good to see you. Let me give you a link there, Sal. Sal's in the house. Come on there. There we go. There you go, Sal. That way you can come up if you want to. Hey, Jamie Fox. Yours is coming, Jamie Fox. David's is coming too. So
I was amazed how fast mine got here.
I was too, because I went in there and what I did is good to see you, Sal. Thanks for coming up. What I was going to say, Japan's is.
I can't hear you for some reason.
Oh, you can't hear me? Let me see here. Can anybody else hear me?
Oh, you're 5 by 5.
Okay. What about Sal? Now, can you hear me, Sal? I don't have you muted or anything like that. Let's see here. Edit settings. Okay. How about now, Sal?
Barb, you just want to sit there and look at my gold on the screen, right?
Barb, that gold bar is what Sterling won when I did my 1,000. Can you hear me all right there, Sal?
I hear typing.
I can hear him typing too, but I can't. I don't hear him.
Technical difficulties.
Do what?
He has technical difficulties. Please stand by.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. We'll let him get going before I get going here. And because this is going to go back a few years back, a couple of decades. And so I can kind of explain what's going on.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you just fine. Can you hear me okay, Sal?
I can finally hear you. I had a problem with my, this thing shut off. My speakers, for some reason, shut off. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's all right. Yeah, I've seen you. I can see you up here in a green, you're green talking. So what this kind of goes back is a couple of decades. And if you think back, Japan is one of our major debt holders. They own $1.4 trillion of our bonds. So what Japan has had for years, as they had low interest rates, you could borrow money from Japan at 0.5% for decades. Well, what's going on with Japan, they are having issues with their currency. And so what they have been doing, and it affects us. Anything that happens in Japan will affect us here. Your 401ks and your retirements and et cetera, and interest rates on houses. And so last week, Japan has started raising their interest rates up. So that means that nobody can go to Japan, borrow cheap money, and then invest it back into American bills, T-bills or bonds. So what now is going on, Japan has moved their 30-year bond up to 4.81%. Now that's just under. Silver Shelby, good to see you. Thanks for coming. Having a great memorial. Yes, I'm having a great one. Everybody's here and we're chatting. So Japan is having to raise their rates up, and they're trying to defend their currency because their currency is actually deflating because the dollar is getting stronger at the moment. So with the dollar getting stronger, that means the yen is getting weaker. And so with the yen getting weaker, most currencies around the world are getting weaker because the dollar's getting stronger. Well, with Japan raising their rates up to 30-year bond to 4.81, that meant the United States had to raise their 30-year bond, and they raised their bond last week or maybe a little bit before that to 5.064 is what it was yesterday or today. And so they've had to raise it up. Now think about this. United States normally on their 30-year bond would pay 4.5. Well, with such a low interest rate, nobody wants to buy Americans' debt. So they have to raise the rates up so people will buy their debt. So
I've got a question about the bond market.
Okay.
I'm not in the bond market. I have no exposure to it. But if you buy, say, $50,000 worth of bonds, do you collect the insurance at the maturity, if it's a 2-year, 5-year, 10-year, 30-year, whatever, or does it pay out interest on incremented time?
Incremented times.
Like so much a year, so much every 3 months, something like
Right.
that.
Well, see exactly. So if you let's take an even denomination. If you bought $100 bond, okay, and so the $100 bond is there, and you paid $100, and you're getting return on your money. Well, if the bond market goes up, say if it goes up a few percent, like 6% or 5%, that means your bond that you already have is going to be losing money. It will drop in price to like 95 at 5%. It'll go to 95%. That means that you're going to be losing money, and that will make it so nobody wants to buy the bonds. So we are in a bond crisis or a debt crisis because nobody wants their bonds, because Japan's trying to keep their bonds down, but they're trying to get their money stable. So it's a stable coin, or not coin, but stable yen. And so with it being stable, that means people are looking between the yen and the dollar, where they used to borrow money from the yen when it was 0.5% and put it into T-bills. Well, nobody's doing that right now because they're scared to, because the simple fact, if you took a lot of money and put it in bonds right now at 5.64, that means if it goes up, which the United States are going to have to raise their rates, that means you would be losing that money that you had invested into bonds because it got raised up. You're going to be earning less. So nobody wants to get into the bond market right now because they're afraid that they'll be losing, because the United States has to raise their bond market. Now, our 10-year bond right now is 4.55, which is cheaper than what it was a few months back. But the problem of it is everything in the United States is run off the 10-year bond. Our credit cards, housing markets, everything is based off the 10-year bond. Well, they're going to have to raise the rates up to get away from this deficit of what Japan's doing. And this is kind of, Japan raises up, U.S. raises it up. Well, that makes nobody want our debt because they're worried about losing money. So if we can't sell our debt, who's going to buy our debt? And so I don't know if very many people know this about bonds, but about 70% of the bond market is owned by our banks here in the United States. The other 30% is owned by world countries, China, Japan, elsewhere, you know, that wants it. Turkey, you know, Turkey's going through a real strain on their currency right now, and they're selling off gold to prop up their currency. Well, they have bonds too. So if all these bonds are being sold, that makes the bonds that we need to keep our debt active and keep it from being going default. Nobody wants them. And so because they're in a really debt crisis right now. And so what it's going to do, it's going to make it even harder for our government to run the way they're selling or spending money, not selling. And so nobody wants to buy our bonds because of that. Now, I heard last week that the U.S. is going to raise their rates on their bonds. So I could see them raising all of them 0.25% or 10% or something like that to get it above the Japanese yen bond, so they can come in and buy our bond, which is our bond that pays more. But they're going to have to get some kind of something stable in the market. So the yen's got to be stable for the American bond to be stable. We are like two different countries, but our currencies run parallel with each other. So you borrow money from Japan and you put it in U.S. bonds, but they're not doing that right now because of our stable bonds in Japan, our stable currency in Japan, and other countries. People need to prop up their currency. So it's kind of like a vicious circle. So I think the U.S. will raise their rates up a little bit in the bond market, which if the 10-year goes up, that means rates for our housing market will go up. They will not go down. Even though the Fed is talking about lowering rates, I don't see how they can. It will be really interesting to see that. So,
Rocky, can I ask a question?
Sure.
So, so the bond market, who decides how those rates are? Who decides to raise them or lower them? Because that's separate than what the FOMC does for interest rates, right?
Yes. Now, the bond market is decided. They have a panel, and I think there's like 6 or 7 guys on that panel. And Bessett, he's part of that panel on that bond market in there, and they kind of decide what they need to do. All of them get together and decide on raising the rate or not raising the rate.
Is it people from the Treasury?
Yes, it's all kind of linked together, and so it's a vicious cycle. So what I think what's going to happen if they do raise rates, which I think they will, so they can get people to invest in our bonds or treasuries here in the United States to handle our debt. Every time they raise the rates, the bonds in the banks, now think about this, the bonds in the banks are going to be paying less. That means they're going to take a less money for it because a lot of these banks are buried at 2%. All these 2% bonds, and they've raised up to 3 or 4%, they are losing money on that. So that's why you're seeing gold and silver being manipulated so they can buy gold. So right now we are seeing the central banks around the world. China's probably the number one. They are buying gold. They're buying silver, and to back their currency. And it's all being bought underneath tables. And this is kind of really something how they're doing this. So what they're doing, China and these other central banks are actually getting a proxy in there to buy the gold. After they buy the gold, they move the gold out and they turn it loose to someone else. So the gold doesn't look like it's being bought by that particular country. So it's very secretive what they're doing right now because gold is cheap right now. And what we're going to see is gold and silver start going up. And I'll make my prediction now. I think by July, we're going to see silver in the 90s or close to $100 an ounce by July. we're seeing so much manipulation in the market right now that they don't have the money, and the United States don't have the money because they need to sell their debt, and they're not getting it. Anybody have any other questions?
Well, like Sterling, I don't have much exposure to or I haven't any exposure to the bond market either. So it's interesting how that works, and how could they, I guess, entice us Americans to buy bonds?
Well, it's they used to do that years ago. When I was a kid, my grandparents bought $50 savings bonds at a bank, and in 7 years it would be worth $50 because you could buy that savings bond. I think it was like $28 at $50. So 7 years later, it would be worth $50, or you could keep it in there and it would keep going up in fund. And we the people were offered these small bonds, and that's what they did after World War II, and it did it when I was a kid.
When I was in grade school in the early 1960s, we had a thing in the school where you could take a couple pennies from your lunch money every day and put it into a fund. And when it got up so high, they would buy a bond for you. And by the time I got through with my 6 years in elementary school, I had probably $100 worth of bonds.
Yeah, see,
from that program.
When my kids were first born, I went to the bank. They still had these $50 bonds, and I bought them all when they were just babies. I bought them all $50 bonds. I think I bought 2 each. And these bonds, I gave them to the bonds when they hit 18 so they could buy a car or whatever. They were worth over $100 a piece. And so that it shows you with the interest that those bonds were occurring, and the longer you keep them, the more money they made. Well, they quit doing that, and that makes it hard for we the people to invest in bonds. I can't go buy a bond. If I bought a 3-month bond, there's a minimum you have to do on that kind of stuff. And I
heard there was something called an I bond that somebody else had talked about a while ago when inflation was like over 9%.
Yeah.
Or 8%, and they said, well, these are paying 9%. You can invest in that, but of course, you got to wonder what are the tax penalties of the interest you're getting. Do you have to pay taxes on it? You got to pay taxes on everything.
Yeah,
seems like
exactly.
These days,
and especially if you have state and federal taxes. Now, the nice thing about the bonds, I will say this: that when you did mature on these, there was no income tax for federal income tax, but you had state tax.
Okay.
So you had to declare it on your state. But they've done away with all these small-time bonds, which is a mistake because all these central banks here in the United States are the ones that own the 70%. So when you saw interest rates start climbing by the Fed, they were taking in the shorts. Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Chase, all they own is these bonds. So every time they raise the rates, they make their stock or their bonds are worth less because it's going up. And so that's what we're seeing here now with Japan, because Japan is trying to stabilize their currency. So we are in a really debt crisis right now. And I don't know enough about what the future is going to hold, what they're going to do to really say, yeah, this is going to happen. I do say that what we, the people, like Sal and everybody in the panel here, believe in buying silver and gold as our backup. It's to preserve our wealth. And that's what will save us in the end, because I think we're going to end up going to some kind of a monetary program of a different currency. They may come out with a yellow seal currency like they did back in the gold days, when they had a gold style. And so I think that's what they're going to head up. They're going to have to do something like that to get a different currency out there so people will trust it, because people do not trust the American government anymore.
You guys?
Do what?
You froze up on me a couple of different times. I was just wondering if it's happening to anybody else.
Yeah, it's really sad. And so everybody, think about this. Anybody that has a 401k or any type of retirement or anything like that, the 10-year bond is what determines on what you make and what is paid out in your retirement. So you have to think about the retirement of our interest that you're going to pay on your house. Everything is related to the 10-year. So I have never seen, as long as I've been following the bond market, I've never seen United States go over 5% on a 30-year bond. And that's because of what Japan had done. They got a bond in Japan that's 4.81%, and that was just recently. So it's going to be really interesting how the United States raise their rates to make sure that they keep getting people to invest in our debt. It's going to be really hard to see that. And so that's what we're seeing right now, and what they're trying to keep. I guess they'll never, what you call never default, because all they have to do is print money and pay their debt. But what's going to create is more and more inflation, like our gasoline, our groceries. Our groceries are going up so fast. Every time I go to the grocery store, I can't believe what I'm paying. And I'm sure Sal and everybody in this, everybody's here is seeing what the inflation rate, because when they start printing, everything makes our dollar cheaper. And so the people are saying that the dollar is going to collapse. I don't know about collapse, but I think it's not going to be able to buy anything. Is there always a solution? All the money the felon to stop when he out, when the Dems will start paying? You know, that's a good question.
When the Mint starts printing $1 billion Federal Reserve notes, and we take them to the grocery store with us, you might call that the dollar collapsing.
Well, I was going to show, I think Sal's got one of these too. How many of you know what that is?
Oh yeah.
That's what I was referring to, the Zimbabwe.
Yeah. The Zimbabwe, $1 trillion. I am a trillionaire.
As much as bad as inflation is, we don't have to worry about that happening here.
Exactly.
And that'll never happen in the United States of America. You can take that to the bank. It's not going to happen. And I'll tell you why, because the dollar is the dominant currency around the world by a long shot. Now, where there's de-dollarization, it's less influential as it was. Like in 2002, it was 72% of all international transactions and Federal Reserve or reserve currencies. Now it's about 57, 58%. That's a pretty big drop, but we're still the dominant currency. And so this is why they can keep doing it with really no repercussions. I talked about that in my latest video. It's inflation. That's why gold and silver protect us from inflation. But it is a problem.
It is. And I thought maybe, as Barbara calls him the felon, I thought maybe that our spending would start being curtailed back when he became president again, but it seems like it is really kind of ramped up, and we have to get the government to stop spending money like they are spending, because we as a people can't even pay as much taxes as it takes to pay the national debt, because right now, to pay the interest on our debt at $39 trillion, it's $1.2 trillion a year for just interest. That's more than our national budget for the military. Now, you think about that.
That's right. But there's 3 reasons why prices are high right now. Number one, you nailed it. Trump is not a fiscal conservative in terms of spending. He'll spend like anybody else because he knows that he can do it. But the other reason is because the Federal Reserve is doing the backhanded repurchase agreements again, like what they did in 2019. And and that's these low interest loans to the big banks, and that's money out of thin air. That's quantitative easing. And then
Yep,
the third thing is higher oil prices and gas prices because of the Iran war. Hopefully that'll be temporary, but even if you take that away, it's going to take quite a while for gas prices to come back down, number one. And number two is those are price increases, and inflation is still sticking with us. And it was sticky even before we went into Iran. It was about 3% or a little under 3%. But the Fed's target is 2%, but 2% is still inflation.
Yep, exactly. It is exactly right. You're spot on. Hello, Lucky Star. Good to see you. Glad you made it. Stephanie, glad you made it. You're exactly right. And so the only way, I am not for digital currency. This stable coin, now they can have stable coin, but our transactions between me and Sal or me and Sterling or anybody else, we need to have our institutions private. We don't need to be tracked.
Right.
And so I am very set against this digital currency. So it's just, and I see it every, hey there, camper, good to see you. Hermit Camper's in the house. It is that simple, sir, stop spending. Yeah, exactly. That's right. I agree with you. And it's if they quit, but the problem is, how do you get politicians to stop with all the the fraud is just unbelievable in this country, and
Yeah.
we are it's just incredible. And so that would be a big help. Now I want to talk about, let's see here.
While you're thinking about that, I'll just say that includes in every level of government, including the military. I think there's still a lot of waste in the military as well.
Exactly. I agree with you 100%. It is so true. And what I'm seeing right now is the gold that they're selling right now, and it's going off the COMEX, it's going off the LBNA, it's going secretly, and that with what they're doing, and that way there's nobody being able to track it. And so it's crazy to see this. Last week the Japan's minister, I cannot even pronounce her name, was talking about financial evacuation. Now, think about what she said, evacuation. Now, not China, but Japan owns $1.4 trillion or $2 trillion, somewhere in there, of our debt. And they say that they're not going to be selling off our bonds. But I have to read into that, because I think they will start holding off or selling our bonds. And so if they do start selling off our bonds, that means that our rates, we're going to have to raise our rates up even more, and it's going to create more inflation on us. I don't think we'll reach hyperinflation like you were talking about, Sal, but I think we're going to see more at the grocery store, more fuels are going to go up. Oh, like I sent you that. Could you believe that sign when I sent you that email today, Sal? What gas is here?
I know, it's crazy. It's insane, and it's worse in California. And yeah, I agree. I mean, it could easily get out of control. We could see inflation levels like what we saw in the late 70s and early 80s. Yeah.
Right.
And then the Federal Reserve is going to have to come in and start raising rates, and that's going to cause maybe a stagflation scenario.
Exactly.
So it's a sticky situation either way. But yeah, well, good discussion. I got to bow out, but yes, thank you for all the education on the bond market.
I do want to make a prediction before you go. Silver, July, is going to be in the 90s.
That seems reasonable. Yeah, it seems reasonable to me. I think at least we almost got to 90 recently. It was like within a couple of cents of $90 recently, so I could see that happening again then.
But you know, the problem when you raise the rates is the interest on the national debt goes way up.
I just had a little bit of an emergency phone call. My daughter broke her finger when she was out camping. Broke her ring finger. They had to come and cut her wedding ring off of her finger.
Ouch.
Oh man. Wow. Ooh.
She's at urgent care. She's at urgent care now.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Man.
Well, Sal, thank you for coming.
They were up at Lake Crescent camping.
Oh, wow.
You know where that is, don't you, Rocky?
I don't. I'll look it up, though. There's a lot. It's up
in the peninsula.
Okay. Okay.
It's like a 26-mile long lake, real deep. It's like 600 foot deep, and it's got a species of trout in that lake that does not exist anywhere else on Earth.
Wow. That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I was going to say silver by silver by July will be in the 90s, maybe close to 100 as my prediction, because what we're seeing right now is the national debt is not going the way the United States. So like Sal said, you're going to start seeing the central banks happen to buy more and more of our debt, which they cannot afford to buy our debt. They're already up to their ears in debt. So, and like I said, every time they raise the rates at the Fed, yeah, that's right. We'll see, Barbara. Well, that's my prediction. I'm sticking to it. So we're going to see that these banks, if they buy these things, this will be a horrifying winter as food. 20 some difficult. You know what, Gerald? You were spot on, because it's going to take a while, because I think food is going to be one of our major expenses here pretty soon. Yet, Michael says he hopes it hits 300. You know, Michael, the end of the year it could. I mean, it could hit that, but I'm not going to forecast that. I think my forecast is sticking my head out on the block. So, but yeah, that's I think silver will be.
It could as likely be down to 30 by December.
I wouldn't like that.
I wouldn't particularly like it, but still the vast majority of my silver I'd be in the black on.
Right. So
I mean, I bought 90% of my silver before it hit $20 an ounce.
Attorney Michael says he hopes it's not.
I see that.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see it, because it costs them more than that to get it out of the ground, Michael. I think if it does drop, I think we're seeing at the bottom, the $71 have been hanging around there for quite some time. I think that's where the bottom of it is. I think what we're going to see is a top now, and it's going to get close to $100 an ounce before long.
I see it going back down to 70, maybe even barely sub 70 in the next week or two.
I would be really, I don't know. I think it's going to keep going up, because the actual debt of the United States is really out there. And they're not getting very many buyers. Hey, David, Canada's, you're going way down. David doesn't like your prediction either.
Exactly. Paul's got it right. If it goes down to 30, I'll be going out and buying a truck to back it up.
Exactly. And you know what? And what'll happen is, if it ever went down that cheap, even to 50, I don't think you'll be able to buy much, because people won't sell it.
Well, you'll be paying 150% premiums.
Yeah, exactly. That is if you at a bullion deal. But I'm talking about like my shop. I have people coming in that sell silver, constitutional silver, gold, and stuff like that. But and I'm able to buy it and not do it. But if it goes down even lower, people will just say, no, I'm not selling. I'm going to hang on to it, because they're looking right now. They're thinking right now, okay, I'm going to sell it. It's mellowed out. It's up as about as high as it's going to go. And people don't have the foresight right now to see it climbing up to $100. I really think we're going to see it. As Michael, yeah, it's impossible.
In the last couple of weeks, I can't tell you how many of these national economy specialists are saying that it's going to the multiple thousands. I mean,
You know,
I've been seeing a little bit of that stuff for years, but there's a whole lot more of it now. And if silver goes to thousands of dollars,
it would be interesting.
The financial system has hit rock bottom.
Well, I've heard people say that gold is going to be at the end of the year by $7 grand or $6 grand. I'm like, it's possible, but I don't want to say that.
I do not want to live in that society.
It's going to be, if it gets like that, our dollar is not going to buy much. It's going to get even worse. Inflation will get even worse.
You'll be needing those $1 billion Federal Reserve notes to go grocery shopping.
Exactly. So that's why I encourage everybody. I personally, and I'll be straight out there, I just bought from Hero Bullion $1,000 worth of dimes, silver dimes. So I feel like
you got 2 rolls.
I got 4. That's a good thing right there, Michael.
I bought rolls of dimes for $90.
They're over $258 a piece now for a roll. Now, and I got it below spot when I bought it. And I encourage everybody to want to buy constitutional silver, because right now is a good time to buy it, because the refineries are not taking 90% silver to melt down. Bozo, I don't think it'll be that way forever. No, it is in the toilet right now, and that's why I'm buying it. I'm speculating that it's going to go up. And that's why I buy Roosevelt dimes, because they're not worn down like Mercury's and so forth. Like they're going to weigh more. So you got to think.
I want to see you walking through the meadow with flowers in your hair.
Well, you know what? I'm going to show you right now. You see that right now?
That's $1,000 worth of dimes?
$1,000, $1,051 worth of dimes right there. Can you believe that?
I mean, my reason for stacking is different from most people. I am waiting for the financial collapse. And I don't sell it. I don't sell anything. All I do is stack.
See, well, I do sell, so I can't say I don't.
But I believe when the financial system does collapse.
Yes. I do feel like it's going to.
The federal government, I mean, they're going to have to go to metal back just to gain people's confidence.
Yes.
And I think that the federal government will appreciate buying back metals that they minted more than anything. Now, yeah, they'll have to be revalued. I mean, if there's $100 worth of silver in a dime, it can't be worth a dime anymore, right?
Exactly. A dime's like $6. Now,
some of these scenarios, it could go up to $100, right?
Yep. Now, I do want to say something to tell you, because reason I like dimes, because if something does happen to our economy, you can use it for bartering, to trade a dime to like $6 cash. But you think about it, it's real easy to do small amounts. So that's why I always encourage people to buy small amounts, hang on to them. That way you can use them for bartering. It may feed your family.
Exactly.
Yep, Gerald, yeah, smallest denominator division. Yes, you're right. And so I'm not going to have to worry about trying to cut a damn dime in half with a hatchet or an axe or something like that. Yes, the dime is a really good denomination. 1964 and back, Roosevelt. Plus, two, you think you buy that dime, you're going to have a dime that weighs more than a Mercury. I love Mercuries. Don't get me wrong. but most of the Mercuries you're going to get are going to be less than what they should weigh because they're worn down. You want to buy
And
regular
people want more. People want more for Mercuries because they're Mercuries.
Yep. Look at what Mr. Caitlin Clark's got here.
These are Walking Liberty halves.
There you go.
How many you think's in there?
I bet there is probably $150 worth.
840 of them.
There's 840 of them. That means it's $420.
$420. $420. That's a good number.
I like 420. Exactly. All right. So let's see here. Let's do. There's 31.
So if there's $420 worth of, how many ounces are there?
And all that.
Yeah, with $420 worth, or
well, a half dollar weighs 12.5 grams, if I remember right. So you'd have to figure it in grams, and so $2 half would be 25.
300 ounces, Rocky. 300 ounces.
Okay.
$140 to 100 ounces.
Okay, there you go. So that right there is at least, because if you figure dollar wise, $420 for silver weight, that would be probably about $350. So I'd have to sit down and figure it out, but I could. So let's figure now.
If they were BU, it would be 300 ounces dead on.
Yes. There you go. All right, we got a gold bar and we got a silver bar. And let's see here. We're going to go 1 through 50. And I'll get the go. Hold on here. Let me get going here. 1 through 50. Whoop. 50. And we're going to go when I get going. Yeah, they've already started picking numbers. All right, there we go. Go. 1 through 50.
Closest
there we go.
Under. The closest under Nichols' number.
Yes. Well, yeah, the closest under will be it.
Or if you get dead on.
Yeah, you could get dead on. That'd be perfect. Yeah, there you go. 1 through 50. So whatever Caitlin Clark scored the other day might be a pretty good score. She had like 30 points, 28 points?
She had 32 in one game.
32. There you go.
She hit 7 threes in that game.
She's been smoking, man. I'm glad to see her.
But don't ever pick 23 because Nickel does not like Michael Jordan.
All right, you ready to go?
Of all time.
Everybody got a number out there? I didn't look to see.
I'm not real sure.
You can only pick one number, brother. Only one number.
You need to pick another number. 13 was already taken.
Yeah, you can only pick one number.
Yeah, Clark got her own racing helmet.
She got her own racing helmet? You got to be kidding me.
Yeah, she got that. A little outfit they gave her, and yeah.
Matt Wing's got 25. See that up? Okay, I don't see too many doubles.
I wonder if they took her around the at full speed, took it around there. I bet
who won the race today? Anybody know?
I haven't had time to look at it today, so
I'm not that I don't follow it. I don't know anything about it.
All right,
but I know that there was a guy that was going for.
Okay, photo was 33. Okay.
I'll tell you, the best race they ever had was the Detroit Grand Prix. That was fabulous. They went downtown Detroit, and I was my favorite race. I watched it. I would watch it every year it was on. You know, that was I love that.
We only had the Detroit race.
Thank you, Beto. Thank you.
So.
Yeah.
All right. We stopped it. I think everybody's got a number we can pick. What do you got for a number there, Nickel?
Her scoring average, 24 points a game.
Oh, 24 points. Let's go down and let's see who got closest.
Zardoff is dead on.
Yeah, Zardoff, yes, you got it right on there, Zardoff. All right, Zardoff, let me There you go, Zardoff. There's my email. Be sure, Zardoff, be sure, I'm going to write that down. Be sure and send me your address on the email. And because if I don't write it down, I will forget it. Believe me. Zardoff. Winner. Okay. That's awesome. That is awesome. Zardoz. There you go.
Congratulations, Zardoff.
Congratulations. Be sure. Do you get my email, Zardoff? He's donating. Hey, you see what Barbara? She's donating it to Nickel. All right. Is that what he said? I'm looking for it.
I don't see that.
I don't see that.
Yeah,
there he is right there. Donate it to. He does. There it is. He said donate it to Nickel. Okay.
Mucho gracias. I mean, everybody's feeling sorry for the nickel these days. So.
All right. I'm going to write your name out there, Nickel. I'll get it mailed to you.
Well, I mean, Nickel doesn't have the opportunity to win because he's picking numbers.
Yep. That's right.
It's fun, though. I get to come up with, I get to come up with a reason to each number.
He gets to figure out every number that has anything to do with that girl.
I'll tell you this. Someone put Dan Marino. I'll tell you what. He was the best quarterback to never win the Super Bowl. I mean, it's really shocking that he didn't win at least one Super Bowl. He was really good.
I was going to ask you, is there anybody have any more questions about what is going on in the market and the bonds and stuff like that? Because I do feel like even though silver is at $77, let me look at what it is right now. It's $78.50 right now. Let me refresh it. And so 78.48 right now is what silver is. I still think if you want to buy dimes, attorney, what will gold open up Tuesday? I think it'll go up probably $50 or $60. I think it's going to go up with silver, and I think we're going to see silver start skyrocketing. So let's see what it's up 62 right now, because it wouldn't surprise me if it's up 46 or better, Michael, on that. So
I'll tell you this: if there is a settlement and the damage has been done, we'll have to recover. We got all those problems, but gold and silver will go up if there is a treaty or whatever signed. Gold and silver will skyrocket up.
Yep.
I've heard a number of people say that, but I think that it could be just the opposite.
Yeah, Michael says
because,
40.
Because
you know,
people
it
will
could.
feel safer.
we could.
The reasons that they claim are always just a bunch of malarkey.
Dennis, I have not bought anything since I bought a gram, and that's it. I've been mostly concentrating on silver. I feel like silver is a better and has more percentage to go up. So if you buy $1 worth of silver, the percentage will be more than what gold will go up. The percentage for out, like quarter. When I buy gold, I buy a quarter of an ounce. I don't get any lower, but at least a quarter of an ounce. So well, I'm thinking.
Why did you send me a gram then? You should have sent me at least a quarter ounce.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
If I become a billionaire in all this inflation, I still won't be able to buy a Happy Meal.
You're welcome,
I wouldn't
Dennis.
eat a Happy Meal if I could eat it or could buy it.
Yeah, I'm
the healthiest thing in a Happy Meal to eat will be the toy.
Exactly. So I'm very bullish on silver right now, and I think we're going to see. Now think about I think it was 2 weeks ago, I talked about silver, and we're in the 6th year of worldwide deficit on. I've been buying slabbed $5 pieces. There you go. There, Michael, that's great. That is great. I like those. I like $5. Yes, that's a good increment, and that's what I normally buy: $5 or quarter ounces.
I've got a whole bunch of the $5 commemorative.
There you go.
And most of them, for some reason, because when I've bought them, I just buy them off of the random thing.
Right.
And I've got a whole bunch of them from 1987, and I've even got one that's slabbed and graded. But what I find really interesting about that is that's my daughter's birth year. So I've already told her that she gets the slabbed and graded one when I die.
Oh, wow. There you go. There you go. Now I do like buying a quarter ounces because I can buy a quarter ounce of gold without going over what I need for my bills and everything like that. And I try and buy gold, but I've been really concentrating. I just bought through my shop down in Dallas, Texas. I bought a full collection of $50, Walkers, Franklins, dimes, and quarters. And I bought the whole collection from the guy. And I offered him, I made an offer on it. He at first he didn't take it, but he came back in the shop and sold it. So it's good that he did that. But for me, and he needed the money, and the problem of it is the refineries and the other coin shops are not taking constitutional right now because the refineries are not taking constitutional because they're not wanting to melt it down, and they're looking at always melting it down. So it's really good that I'm in the position where I can buy constitutional. That's why I've been really concentrating on constitutional. Yes, that's right, Attorney Mike. Yes, you're right. Buy the hate. Yes, that's what I've been doing it, and so that's exactly what I've been doing. So it is, and I really think we're going to see.
Yeah, Mike. I mean, some people just fake the slabs. Just because it's in a slab doesn't make me trust it.
Exactly. You got to be very careful of the slabs because there's a lot of slabs that are counterfeited, Michael, and you need to be able to recognize a real slab from a fake. NGC or PCGS are the ones you want to concentrate on learning which ones. And you know what I ought to do? I ought to do a stream how to detect the good ones from the fake ones.
Mike, if you bought it from Hero or any of the national websites, I wouldn't worry about it too much.
Right.
But if you bought it from a LCS or an individual, I would make sure I double checked it.
eBay is the worst. And Michael said he bought it from Hero, so he's okay. Save that. That's where I buy from. Mike is Hero, and so should do. I think so too. I think I will get together. I don't have any fake slabs, but I have some real slabs that I can show and show what is not being done. The ones from China are really good, and you have to really know what you're looking for. So, yeah, you told me that about Hero's really good. That's where I buy from, and so that's good. Well, I tell you what, everybody, it's 6:01. It's I can't pay the online price. Yeah, that's right, David. The online prices are way out of sight. Hero Bullion, if you want to buy silver, Hero Bullion, you can buy constitutional for under spot price. And so if you're really careful, say good night, Rocky. Yes, good night, Rocky. Good night, Barbara. Good night, Barbara.
So your favorite constitutional silver is dimes.
Yes. Roosevelt dimes, because they're the cheapest and everybody can afford, $1 worth of dimes mostly. Because you buy $1 worth of dimes at the rate right now, it's over $50. So always think about that. So each dime is about $6. So
good night, Beto. Have a blessed
good night, everyone. I'm going to end the stream. And we'll see you next week. And I'll have some more information on what we're to look for. Make sure you keep stacking. Good night,
and stacking, everybody.
Stacking. I have to. I'll probably say something to Barbara after the show. Oh man, we have some really good conversations on Facebook. I'm telling
Yes,
you.
oh, that's great. Well, Robert Kemp's in the house. Good to see you, Robert, and everybody. So let's think about stacking silver, but stack whatever you want for you a nice stream. Thank you so much, Lucky Star. I'm just trying to make sure that we protect our wealth, and that's what we need to do. So good night, everybody, and I'm going to end the stream, and y'all take care. Beto, Sterling, Bozo, Barbara, Frodo, Paul, Lucky Star. I'm trying to get it. Matt Wing, Gerald.
I haven't seen JM the last 2 weeks. Where's he been?
Who?
JM.
I think he's on vacation or something. He wasn't even in Sal's stream today.
Yeah, he wasn't in sales tonight.
Yeah, Zardoff, thank you so much. I'll get that off to Nickel.
Yeah, this is a big holiday up in Canada.
Yep, it is. It is.
No, it's not. It's not a holiday in Canada at all.
It rained. It's been raining here every freaking day. No cooking out or nothing. Come on. So I mean, it's been terrible. I'll be glad when this rain's gone out of here.
Yep. It's been really nice. It's supposed to start raining here tomorrow. So I'm going to say good night, and we'll end the stream. And so everybody, thank you so much for coming, and we will see you next week. We'll talk some more about what's going on in the economy.
See you, everybody.